Let's go. Cruz Show, Rio
Come on.
92.3. I want to remind everybody before we get started, Selena, the series on Netflix, debuts
Yes.
December 4th, and everybody is just waiting on it. Seriously, Cruz Show, let's go. There's my guy, Leche. Les, I see you right there. I'm Cruz. And Gabriel Chavarria is back on the Cruz Show. Let's
Primo!
go. Good to see you, brother. What's up,
Gabriel.
man?
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Thanks for having me again.
Good to see you, my guy. So, you play the role of A.B. Quintanilla, a very important role when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to Selena's story. I mean, this is her brother. This was her producer as well on many occasions, a musician in her band and all of that, right? And family, of course, right? Tough
hmm
process to audition. What was the auditioning process for you, Gabriel, for A.B. Quintanilla?
it was pretty straightforward, man. It was my
Correct.
team hit me up about it. They hit me up about it early on. I think like a year before I got on the project. And I remember asking, I was like, so what's it gonna be about, or what's up with the details? And at that time, they didn't have too much details. And I was like, damn, they're gonna do a Selena series. Like, my first initial thought was like, if we're gonna do that, we got to do it right. You know what I mean? It's got to be done right.
Yes, sir.
So fast forward to a few months later, they hit me up again. They were like, hey, they're interested. And I was like, all right, cool. And then that's when we started to get more details about Netflix being involved and Suzette, Quintanilla, EP and everybody in the family. So I was like, okay, cool.
Big time.
Yeah. So then, I auditioned with Rico, our EP, one of our EPs on the show. And, you know, they kind of just was feeling the vibe from there. It was pretty quick. It was actually pretty fast.
Oh, good. That means
Um,
you killed it in the audition then.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
My
it
man.
was. I was the first one to be casted, and then that's when we
Woo.
started to talk about the Selenas that were being talked about. I mean, and then I got a chance to see Christian Stratos in the room early, and she killed it in there too. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward. It was pretty quick too.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations. That means you went
Thank
in there and you did your thing, my genius,
you.
right? And I love how you take it serious when you said we got to do this right.
Mhm.
Us being Latinos, we got to protect
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
our stories and
Yeah.
our superstars and
Yep.
our celebrities that are no longer here that we have to uphold and respect. You feel me? So I think that's
Absolutely.
amazing, bro. What was wardrobe and costumes like? I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
had to dress the part, crazy. What was all that about?
that was the probably the most like interesting part, I think, because we're going back in time. So when we had to dress
Yes,
up
sir.
and wear these crazy outfits, I was like, damn, what the hell was Selena and what were they thinking at this
They
time?
shouldn't be
Yeah.
dressing like that though, right?
The cow
Yeah.
the cow outfit is the most iconic, I gotta say.
Now, don't get me wrong, it was fun. It was fun dressing up and stuff, but like I can only imagine because even in some of the scenes you'll see us talk about it. It's like, yo, Selena, what are we doing? Like, why are we? Like, nobody
Yeah.
dresses like this. But she always had, Selena always had this, this thing about her, man, and she was just willing to push things and try things
Mm-hmm.
and take things to
Yeah.
a different place. So,
She was
yeah, it
progressive,
was fun.
seriously, fashion
Yeah.
forward.
Ahead
Yeah,
of her
man.
time. Yep.
So good. What's up,
Absolutely.
Les?
Yo, okay, so what are three things or actually describe AB in 3 words?
Uh, AB in 3 words, man, genius, um, passionate, and determined.
Determined, nice.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's the image I've always had of him in my mind, and I didn't even know him. Was there anything you learned about AB that you didn't know prior to accepting the role?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't know much about, even Selena. The only thing I
Mm-hmm.
knew about Selena was obviously her music and who she was, and obviously her unfortunate timely death. But once we started getting the scripts and we started reading them, and I mean, I just started to learn so much about each and every single one of them.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about the show because Selena fans, you're gonna know so much about you know the entire family. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And yeah, and going back to AB, like I didn't even know he wrote mostly all of Selena's biggest hits. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I didn't know how
Really?
he discovered the songs, like when they came about. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and his relationship with his dad, and like, I know there's been like talks or like, things are saying people are saying that like, oh, he was hard on the kids, but
Mm-hmm.
from what I understood from the stuff that I learned, Abraham Quintanilla, all that came from a good place. It came from a place of love,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to give his kids an opportunity and his family to succeed. And that's exactly what they did, you know. So
Right, right.
I mean, there's a lot that I
Yeah.
learned, and you'll see it in the show. You'll definitely see it in the show.
Hey, how many episodes are we getting in the series?
We get 9 episodes for season 1. Yeah, 9
Ooh.
episodes season 1.
Season 1. I like the way that sounds.
So there's more seasons, Primo?
Yeah, there's gonna be 2 seasons, season 1 and 2. And you know, the first season we're gonna go back to the very beginning, and then you'll see time jumps, and then kind of told. I mean, I don't want to give y'all too much, you know, because y'all got to tune in, but
Yeah.
For sure.
but you'll see the transition, like you'll see how things start to change, things start to evolve, especially as her career takes off. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I gather too? You know, it's Selena, obviously, and she's the face and she is the voice, and it's her series, but it's also a series where we get to know each family member in depth, I believe, right? I mean, we really get to know who AB Quintanilla is, even though we believe we know them because of, you know, because of media and everything that we've seen. But there's a lot of history there that still needs to be explained, I believe, you know?
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think the series is going to get it done.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do, and that's I mean, that's just right. That's it right there. It's literally just that. Like, you're gonna get to see each and every single one of the family members. You know, again, like you said, we know Selena and the Quintanillas, but we never really got a closer look at their journey to success and their journey to stardom. And everybody had a big role in that. You know, from Marcela to Suzette, AB, and obviously Abraham.
And the Dinos, right?
Yeah.
And the Dinos, absolutely. Yeah.
Dinos.
So
Dinos.
drums is one thing, right? Guitar is another. That
Mhm.
bass ain't no joke. First of all, the bass is huge, right? It's huge.
Yeah.
And to hold it has to be a little difficult as well if you've never played I've never played a bass, but it would feel awkward. It would almost feel like you're holding like a big weird box or something.
Yep, that's exactly what I felt when I first held the bass. Like, because I never played an instrument before. So when they gave me the bass, I was like, they felt heavy, unbalanced. I was like, how the hell do you know, like, and then to top it off, you got to play, you know, the strings, and then
I would feel like I look weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I look weird.
And I was tripping out because I'm like, yo, AB used to play this, and he would dance and go back to playing. Like, it was
And singing.
So I mean, like I said, genius, man. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And they say bass is one of the toughest instruments to learn as well.
Yeah,
yo, listen,
but I like it though. I like it.
Yeah, right. Are you gonna continue playing? Are you in the studio right now?
Yeah, I'm in my studio, my house. I got a little small studio here in my crib, and but yeah, I mean, I'll try to get it in as much as I can, but I do like it. I do enjoy playing it.
Yeah, man. The series is on Netflix. Selena, December 4th. What's good, Leche? What's going on over there?
Well, how's the family, Primo? You and your like 30 brothers and
Yeah.
How are they? How are you? Everything good?
And how did they react to you?
Oh man, everybody's good. Thank God everybody's good. When they found out about the show, you know, when I had booked the show, it was more so my sister-in-laws that were crazy. They went nuts. Right. They were like, they went crazy because they were like, yo, who's playing Selena? You know, where you guys shooting? What's this gonna happen? What's the story about? They were super excited, but everybody's good, Leche. Thank God everybody's good.
Hey, and you know, it feels like, I'm sorry, Leche, really quick. It feels like we have to know as fans, and you know, as fans of Selena and the legacy, like we have to know who's playing, what's going on. It's like we're all serving EP. You know what I'm saying? We're all producers. Seriously, dog. We want answers.
Absolutely, I get that. That's the vibe that I got too. So I get that.
Hell yeah. Yo, and speaking of family, congratulations on your recent announcement. Primo, saw it on the gram. Talk to us.
Is that baby number one?
Baby number one. Baby number one. I'm excited. We're super excited. We're super stoked about it.
So listen, fall out of love with sleep and naps and your free time and hobbies and money and everything else that you love. It's out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just listen. Yeah, everything out the window. You got to almost restart. You got to restart. You know what? When I first had my son, he's 3 years old now, and I got another one on the way. Like, it felt like I had to restart. I had to reset and grow up. And, you know, being Latino, we all grew up a little fast. You know what I'm saying? But when that kid comes, my G, it's a different story, bro. Like, I don't even eat cereal no more. You know, I have oatmeal for breakfast. I'm that dad now.
I feel you. Like, I've kind of already been trying to, like, practice that a little bit. Like, I usually get up, like, late you know, because I go to bed. I've always been like, you know, a night owl, but now I've been kind of training my body to get up early. So I'm trying to prepare as much as possible. I get up at like 7:30 now. So I think to me that's super early.
That is early. Yeah, no,
that is early.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna be early enough. But we got to be up at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Every 2 hours. My sister just had one. She's like, every 2 hours she's up. It's like you're not even really fully asleep. It's like you're kind of like in that middle of sleep. Yeah, but it's all worth it.
It's different when you have a child, bro. When you have to change a dirty diaper with one eye closed, you're just out of it, dog. And the other eye's blurry vision. And you're just trying to make it happen. You get a little poop on your hand, whatever. You don't even wash it. You're so tired. You just go to bed. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing thing. Congratulations, brother. Yeah. Seriously, fatherhood is an amazing journey, man.
Yeah, we're excited, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're super excited.
And this is the only kid you know about so far, right?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta do him like that, dog.
I know.
What was the family reaction to you becoming a dad or on the way to be a dad? Because I know you're an uncle. You've been an uncle, right? Like,
I've been an uncle for. You know what's crazy? Our little one's gonna be baby number 20 of
dang! Oh, the legacy.
Holy crap!
Yo, they got a big family. I told you, Leslie.
Damn.
Yeah, we got family. Like we cannot go to any restaurant because we just don't fit.
So you guys all live in the same area, like in the States or in Cali?
Yeah, everybody's in Cali. One of my brothers just moved to Barcelona actually, with his 2 boys. But for the most part, everybody's in LA. Everybody's in LA.
Crazy.
Yeah,
your brother moved to Barcelona because what? Because of COVID and stuff's going crazy year. People leave California.
Don't tell me he's a Barcelona fan, fool. And he wanted to just.
Exactly why. That's exactly
Damn.
Yeah, so that 2 of my nephews, they're looking like little soccer prodigies. So we kind of set them up and put them in a nice position to get some international exposure. So we sent them out there. And my brother and his wife, they love it. I've been to Barcelona like 3-4 times. So we've been there together, and we just thought that was the best move for them right now. Well, before COVID hit, because they left in March, and then COVID happened. So the timing wasn't the best timing, but we're adjusting, and that's we'll get it going once this thing settles down, man. Hopefully it'll be soon.
And you know what, dog? That's the part of being a parent. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you see something in your child, you nourish it. And you go to great lengths to pull out all the stops to make sure that they achieve their dreams. I used to be mad at like rich white kids. Like, man, they got everything they, handed to them, or their daddy just gave it to them. You know what I mean? I did no handouts. I earned everything I had. But then I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, their parents worked very hard to set them up, so there's no failure there,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I feel like, I've been fortunate enough to have a successful career in the business. And like, I got too many family members. So I really can't even ever think about myself. You know what I mean? Like everything I do it for them, and I try to do it for them. So because we have such a big family, because we're tight, like we try to, if we got the bread to do it or the means to do it, like, yo, let's set them up here. Let's put them up here. Like, let's push whatever we can do so that, we could be successful, man. And in any kind of industry, you know what I mean?
Dog, that's breaking generational curses. That's setting up generational wealth, my G. Like, that's a big job, but it needs to be done. It's not an option. You feel me? Bro, speaking of life, did you take away any life lessons while making this series?
Yeah, man, I think a lot. Like, I get it because this show specifically is about family, you know what I mean? And like, you'll see that, man. You'll see that how tight they were and how much like they sacrificed and how they were always there for each other, especially during the rough times. And I think that to me is probably the most important thing. And I think that's what I want anybody and everybody who sees the show is that, this family struggled and this family came up together, and they only did that because they had each other's back. And also like family, this doesn't necessarily have to be blood either. You know what I mean? Like if you're surrounded by close friends or like, a tight circle, like that's family too. You know what I mean? And like, as long as you guys stick together and you rocking with each other and you lifting each other up when it's time to be, when you're down or whatever, I think that's to me, I feel like that's what the show teaches. And like, key to success, you know what I mean? And like anybody who's successful, you look at their circle and you're going to see like, they're surrounded by a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important you say that because like people don't really normalize the struggle or they don't really project, like they don't put it out there, and you got to see it. Like that's good that they're showing that for people to realize, like, yo, everybody struggles, everybody goes through it. It's okay. Don't just show off the wins. Like, yo, show off the L's too. That's normal. Normalize it. You know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna embrace a dub, you have to embrace an L. You know what I'm saying? And Selena wasn't born overnight. She wasn't a star overnight. It was from when she was a little girl. And yeah, we saw the movie, but we have to understand. And there's been many, there's been generations. But like, yo, like, they started very young, and their dad was in there, not like Joe Jackson, but the dad was in there in a different way and really pushing them to be, everything that they could be,
Yeah. And we have to remember too, like, I know around those times, being Mexican, or Latino was also an obstacle that they had to overcome,
Yeah. And that's the thing,
for sure.
On top of that, like, it's a family show, but it's an important Mexican-American success story. You know what I mean? Like, Mexican-American family that came to this country and, like, you know what I mean? Like, and they made it. They made it. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Do you identify as Latinx, brown, Latino? What else is there? Latin?
Yeah.
What is Latin?
I don't know. It's a thing.
I look it up.
Hispanic, Latino, all day long.
Like, right? I mean, let's go. I know there's so much confusion. So, listen, congratulations, Mikey. What's up, Les?
Yo, did you get any visits from the family while on set?
Unfortunately, we didn't, because we were trying to get that to, like, things kept pushing, things kept shifting around. And right we were actually going to make it happen, COVID hit, so we had to shut down actually for, I think, from March up until August. And then I don't know if I'm trying to think, but I think we were one of the first shows that Netflix came back to finish. So we were lucky enough to come back and finish the show, because we were pretty much almost there. We had I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks left to filming the entire thing. So we came back and we were able to get it done. But all right, Liz, what was your question? I got carried away with.
I said, did any of the family visit you on set?
Yeah, that's what we got. So because of COVID, so we couldn't do it, and the COVID hit. But then right before we finished, we were lucky enough to get on a Zoom with Suzette Quintanilla. We chopped it up with her for like about,
she's great,
30, 40 minutes, and she was great, man. She was super, super nice and super awesome, and like she was thankful for what we did, and like happy with the show and stuff. So, it's a different show. It's a very different spin. Like, obviously Selena, the movie was a long time ago, and it's just, and with a movie, you're going to get 2 hours to put into that much of a story, you know what I mean? But with the show, we get to really dive in deeper in details, and so yeah, it was cool to chop it up with her for sure. It was dope.
Yes, sir. Gabriel, man, we appreciate the time. Thank you, brother, man. Listen,
yeah, thank you.
Selena on Netflix, December 4th. Everybody watch it. We got to support each other if we want to see more of each other. You feel me? Gabriel, salute again. Congratulations on the hard work and the family. The new baby on the way. Family out of the country, all that, man. My G.
Appreciate it, guys. For sure. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Peace out, primo.